7:04.
You all set, Crystal?
I'm ready, yep.
Okay, let's call the Princetown Town Board meeting to order at
7:05.
7:05. Okay, Crystal, could you read the roll, please?
Sure. Councilman Gouldy.
Here.
Councilman Jack Russo.
Here.
Councilman Gray.
Here.
Councilwoman Mora absent. And Supervisor Esposito.
Present. Also present is our town attorney, Gerard Parisi. Invocation. I'll stand for the invocation, please.
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray, as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know I haven't done, but I just.
Privilege
Yeah, it's a good trick.
privilege of the floor.
Good trick, he
At
stands
every
for-
scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the portion of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments of items to town business, although there is no official time constraint. Speakers should be considerate of others, so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor. Near the beginning of each meeting, all remarks and questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter in discussion with a person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the course of the meeting referred to as council member comments. Privilege of the floor is opened up at 7:06. Could you state your name?
Sure. Robert Lamb, 2829 Dwaynesburg Road. I think I overheard you guys talking about the $50 bill towards the water. Is that still gonna happen? Or not being hooked up to the water? I received a letter, about a month ago about this. And I'm trying to figure out, are we gonna be billed for the $50?
Well, do you want us to discuss that right now?
We are going to address that later.
We're going to do away with that. That was done in error. That was advised by after checking in with associations of towns. If you're not using the water, if you're not receiving the service, you can't charge for it. So that was done in error, and we're going to correct it. So you don't have to pay it, and people that paid it are going to be refunded their money. That was advised to us by the water department to do this, and as a way of trying to raise some funds because we thought we were in need of the money. But it's minimal to begin with, and we did it in error, so we're going to correct it. So
Okay.
you don't have to pay it.
Glad to hear that. Now, second question, I don't have the paperwork from before when Affordable wanted to have a shed built on his property. That's a pump house, that's not a shed. That's a second pump house that he installed out there. Without having the papers, in front of me, I definitely would have came to the meeting if I knew it was a pump house instead of a shed. But, he wants to put a shed up for his hoses and his pipes and lawnmower. I was all good for that. But to have a second pump on that means he's got 2 trucks filling all the time. It's like having A1 water wagon on one side of my house, Affordable on the other, pumping all the time.
And if you'd like to discuss that after, it's not a pump house, though. There's no pump in the ground. There's no well in the ground there. In that
What's coming out the side that was hooked up to the
That's
truck?
he's buying water from the town. He's purchasing water from the town. Out of the fire hydrant. There's a line hooked to there. and he's being charged for every gallon that he pumps out of there. So the town is, he's being charged for that, that's not another well in there.
Because that's what it looks like, is just another pump house, just like,
No, it's not. It's
A1.
getting that buying water from the town. There's not a well drilled there, so that's not true.
okay, well, you clarified that for me also, then I'm good with that too. As long as he's paying for it,
Oh, he's paying for
you
it.
know, but,
He's being charged.
okay. Now, my third thing, it's, can we get Route 7 mowed? I've called the state about that a few times. When I leave for work at 4:30 in the morning, it's like driving down a road with a picket fence. You can't see anything until the deer is in front of you. And I just got a brand new truck and I don't want that thing hit.
What you're talking about, mowing the grass along the road,
Yes.
you're all behind, because it's so wet, you can't.
Well, they got up to Pilot and then they stopped. You know, and each time I've called about it, they don't say anything about it being wet.
Would that be county highway?
That's state.
That's state,
That's
state does that.
This is state.
We don't have any control over them. The only roads we have control over is the town roads. We don't have control over the county roads. County roads are the same thing. Our road is bad. My wife has been complaining about it. They don't come and mow
It's
alongside the road.
crazy.
That's county, the state is the state.
Yeah,
You call the state, nobody's gonna return your call.
yeah. I got a phone number that I've been using and it's useless.
You can try the governor's office.
Talk about somebody that's useless. Sorry. Let's not go there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Any others? No others? Okay. Well, we'll close privilege of the floor up at, let's see what time is here again. 7:12. Highway. Krista, do we have anything for the highway?
No report.
No report. Water. Let's see. July, gallons pumped, 2,175,300. Maximum daily uses, 1 million, is that 1,000? 1 million, yes. Minimum daily use is 80,000, daily average 70,000. We had the following: water main breaks, leaks, none this month. Thank you. Generator update, Troy Solution has received and installed parts for the repairs. The generator is now back in service. The room is waiting to be professionally painted. A new pressure reducing valve at Gifford Church Road booster pump station has been installed and is back in service. The chlorinator at Suttles Hill Road water tank will be scheduled for cleaning maintenance as soon as the cleaning kit comes in. General maintenance performed. Respectfully submitted, Rick Rohr, Commissioner. I want to thank Doug, who went up there with his tractor yesterday to take off the water valve and brought it back down to the pump stations on Route 7. And Jim was following the tractor as a, make sure that nobody ran Doug over with his tractor. So we want to thank you, Doug, for doing that. I know it took about 4 hours or 3 hours to
Yeah,
to
they had
handle
to
it.
take the ones off the truck and put it in the building. The 2 valves and another, the other thing.
Those valves are very, very heavy, so there's no way we could have done it without Doug. He's got big equipment, and he was able to lift it and move them.
I might add that Rick has certainly stepped up to the plate and is doing a very good job for us. I'd like to thank him for that. Okay, anything else for water? Code enforcement. Total permits 5, permits issued 5, permit inspections collected $343, building inspections 9, zoning review 1, fire inspections 1, final building inspection 0, certificates of occupancy compliance 1, bank deposit $308, check to supervisor 0, checkbook balance as of August 8, 2023, $2,642.24, activities in zoning 1, working on planning and zoning as needed, working on permit final inspection as needed, reviewing plans as needed, Thomas Marini, building inspector. Doug, any questions for Tom? Ben? Jim?
No.
Okay. Dog control, you're up, Ben.
I've had a few this month, been busy. Two were, though, I couldn't do anything. There, one was regarding cats that lady thought were not being cared for. I told her to call ASPCA. She could file a complaint with them if it's an abuse case of cats. Said otherwise I can't do anything for cats. Another was about a sick woodchuck. So I told her there's nothing anybody's going to do for that either. You just have to let it do its thing. The 2 dog incidents were both loose. One on Western Turnpike right on the border of Guilderland. I looked around, tried to find the owner. Nobody knew whose dog he was, so the last option for me would be to take it down to the shelter. I went down, they changed the passcode on me. I talked to county dispatch, they gave me the passcode. And then when I got in, all the cages were padlocked. And I'm like, I was like, what the heck is that? That never happened before. There's no keys. So finally I had a chance to talk to them and they said that they're in some kind of renovation process where they're not allowed to use those cages right now. And so there's nowhere for me to take a dog if I had a dog. So the dog that I went to take down, I took home, sheltered overnight at my house in the garage, went back out the next day. I was on a weekday, so I took the day off from work and went out there, and I eventually found the owner by taking it to the dog, taking the dog over to our local vet, Rotterdam vet, and they chipped it. And they got a positive ID, and it turned out it was a guy whose house I was at. He was a trucker, so I got the dog returned to him around 3:30. And he was literally right next door from the person that had the dog. So that's how that goes. With that said, we might want to get a chip reader. They're not terribly expensive. They're about $40. And that would give a good chance for me to try to locate if somebody doesn't have their dog's collar on, which has their dog tags. And a lot of times people don't do that, and they should. But their dogs get out there and they don't have any ID on them. The other incident, the dog returned to the owner, and they didn't know whose dog it was, and it turned out it was somebody a couple doors down. I talked to her and told her the dog's got to be contained on the property and not to let it happen again. And that was all. It all happened like 1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll get you a chip reader. Where do we get them?
Amazon. That's where my wife shops all the time. Yeah, they're $40. You know, you can get one with a there's a free ID. I think that's probably got the largest database. So it won't cost a
I did
lot.
find one when you asked me, I think it was like $29.95. I just haven't
Yeah.
figured out how to do with the tax exempt
Oh.
on Amazon, or are we okay paying with taxes on the $30 item?
$30, what are we talking about? 2 pennies?
Could I
I
could
asked Lou, except Lou, he's the supervisor, can we pay 2 pennies in tax? Just order it and get it done?
Yeah.
Just order it.
No, then there's a computer.
It's not worth going through all the rigmarole.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, any questions, Doug, for Ben? Ben? Nothing? Jim?
No.
Okay, thank you, Ben.
Okay.
Do we have anything from the judge?
No, nothing from the court and nothing from the assessor.
Okay, buildings and grounds, the new air conditioning units have been installed. We do have some problems with the damper on a couple of the units. He's gonna come back to replace them. The heating system and the air conditioning has been all upgraded. Well, the heating system is still the original, but all of the new air conditioning are meeting all the new codes that the state has imposed on us, the federal government, I should say, has imposed on us. So that's done. The state police has not been done. That building over there is, they still have all of the old air conditioning units in it. Other than that, nothing else is going on with the buildings and grounds, so quite pleased with that. Any questions?
Do you want to mention what's tomorrow?
Pardon?
Center for Security is coming tomorrow.
Oh, yes, the new fire alarm system is going to be installed in Center for Security. They're coming tomorrow to install it. Thank you for reminding me of that. They're going to be here probably between 9 and 9:30, so I know that our fire alarm system has been out for months now. We had a problem with the service with it, so we decided to go with another carrier, and they're going to be installing it tomorrow. And we're going to be hooked up, and they're going to be monitored and certified. We do have the Knox box out there, so the fire department can get in anytime they want, you know, if there's a problem here. Any questions? Ben?
No.
Jim?
No.
You good? Okay. Crystal?
2023 to 2024 hunting and trapping licenses are now available at the town hall. Deer management or doe permits are available through the instant lottery. The last day to get one is October 1st. And Schenectady County will be holding a rabies vaccination drive-through clinic on Saturday, September 23rd here at the Princetown Town Hall. Vaccinations are by appointment and registration begins on August 25th, so it's within the month, this month. You can register online at www.health.newyork.gov/go-to-clinic, or you can call Schenectady County Public Health at 518-386-2818. Vaccinations are provided free of cost to Schenectady County residents, and they're $10 for any out-of-county residents. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for Crystal? Ben?
No.
Jim?
No.
Doug? Okay, there is one other thing I'd like to mention before we go much farther. I don't know if anybody remembers the incident that happened on Interstate 88 last month, or maybe a month and a half ago, where that state trooper was shot, was engaged in a pursuit, chased somebody doing over 100 miles an hour, stopped him, and the passenger in the vehicle pulled out a gun and started shooting at him and shot him in the shoulder. Luckily, he survived, but there was a trucker coming through hauling logs, ran his truck into the car to stop it. And he actually, in my opinion, and in the state police opinion, he saved the trooper's life. My wife and I attended a ceremony for him at the state police barracks this last Sunday, but they had an open house there, along with the state trooper that was shot. They had a lockdown in the town of Duanesburg and the surrounding areas for up to 4 hours and shut down the interstate. When they finally found him, he had committed suicide. But, and the state police gave him a plaque, and they raised $5,000 because to help him with the repairs of his truck, since he was an independent contractor. I just thought that I would mention that, and that's quite a story that hasn't been repeated. I've got pictures of him, of the truck, where he ran into the car to stop it, and I got pictures of him receiving the awards this past Sunday, which I thought was very nice of the state police to do that. It was certainly appreciated of the state police. They did say they don't recommend private citizens get involved like that, but they did thank him for his heroism, and I think that was quite a feat for somebody to step in and do that.
The same thing.
Pardon, yeah, that's old school trucking, that's the way we were all brought up. If you were brought up in the industry, stop to help. So I just thought I'd mention that. Okay, moving on. Public hearings, we have none. Resolutions, meeting minutes. It's hereby resolved that meeting minutes of July 11, 2023, regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second? Crystal?
Councilman Foldy?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray? Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Let's see. Approval of financial advisory services. It's hereby resolved the town board approved the proposal provided by DST and Company CPAs LLP to provide financial advisory services to the town of Princeton at a cost not to exceed $10,000. The reason we're doing this is we haven't had a complete audit of the town's books since the water system was put in. That's 21 years ago, I think. So we decided here, we had a meeting with the company, and there is changes that we should be making. Things have changed over the years as far as bookkeeping goes with the state, and they've got some advice that they would like to give us, and institute a change in some of the policies that we're following. Gerard and I met with, did a conference call with them. They met here with us one day first, and then we had a conference call with Gerard. He had some questions for him. I think that our town attorney has suggested we should be doing this every 5 years. And it's been 21 years, so I think it's time. And it's a good thing to do this every now and then. Most towns that are a town of the first class, we're a town of the second class. That's towns over, I think it's 20,000 people in the town, or 25,000 people. They're a town of the first class. Since we only have about 3,000 residents, we're a town of the second class. We don't have to do it every year. We certainly couldn't afford it every year, but it's a good thing. Our attorney said we probably should be doing this every 5 years, but we'll see. That'll be up to the next administration if they want to pursue that. Any questions? Ben?
Is this an audit now, that 10th step that they had added?
It's not a full-scale audit.
But it's a
just
sample
supposed to,
audit.
Yeah, to keep the price down, obviously. Well, first of all, he did say that that Appendix C procedures, they are audit procedures. He didn't really say that in his thing.
Right.
But he also added, specific, that they do sampling audit.
Yeah.
To a limited amount, unless it's determined to do further.
Yes.
It's not a full,
Pick
not
them
a
up.
full audit,
Or
yeah.
pick a department.
Yeah, pick certain transactions,
Right.
sampling. There will be some limits.
It's like a big
audit.
audit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Jim?
whatever other services.
No, I have no comments on that.
Doug? Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Crystal?
Councilman Foldy?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Approval of tree removal services. It is hereby resolved the town board approved the proposal provided by DeCarlo Tree Experts to provide tree removal services to the town of Princeton Water Department at a cost not to exceed. Oh, that's the wrong amount.
It was like
That's what
16,000.
it said. It did say something on there that there would be a discount if, but I wasn't, did you see that in the star? $2,500 discount if all
Sites.
sites approved. But like I said, because they
Thought
put
it was
total, I
9.
just.
No, 9 is just Twinsburg Road. That's it. There's Vernon Drive, Giffords Church, and Settles Hill. On this quote. How many trees are they taking down? I had 25 trees taken down a
Yeah,
couple years
there's
ago.
a lot of them that got
6,000.
come out. That was from the, what do you call them?
The risk management from the insurance companies, what's driving this, they came in and did an inspection and said that we had to get these trees down.
Where are we doing Gifford Church Road? That's the state.
Well, the ones over there are claiming the ones aren't hitting the fence or whatever. I've got to talk to Carlo about this. I think we should table that for this meeting.
Table.
Yeah, I thought it was 9,000. I didn't think it was just 16. I must have read it wrong, Crystal.
That's okay.
The 9,000 is the top one on this quote,
Mhm.
Twinsburg Road.
Why are we taking them down for on State Road?
It's not, it's next to the water house, water well. And they're
The
also,
state should take it down.
pardon?
The state should take it
It's
down.
not on the state.
It's on our property.
It's on a.
Oh, it's on our property.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And on
Now I-
Gifford Church Road and up on two,
We
Storage tanks.
wouldn't do it just for giggles. The risk management, and that's what I did for a living, and I don't know, I think he's being a little harsh on us, but he says the tree's gotta come down because they could, at least they could damage the fence and people could get into it.
yes,
Vandalism.
I think that these guys though, when they come.
It's a little
up
bit of
with
a
this,
stretch in my opinion, but,
I think it is too.
you know.
Something happens, I don't know, are we held liable?
Well, theoretically, they could cancel our insurance, and since it's through an association and we get a good price on it, we wouldn't want to jeopardize that. I mean, if we waited 6 months or even a year, I'm not sure. I don't think there would be any big repercussion. Did you ever give me his recommendations? I don't think I ever read.
No, Crystal.
They were emailed to the whole board, I can read
Oh,
them.
okay. I'll take a look at
I
it.
think the ones that should be done is the one on Gifford Church, because that is actually blocking the solar
Yeah.
panel, which is doing nothing for the town now.
Yeah, but even if we did part of it this year,
Yeah.
you know, tell them, "Hey, we just can't afford it." They
I think the
go
one
along
on
with
Gifford
that.
Church Road should be done. They can't, they're not even working at all because the trees are blocking them.
Well, we're gonna table for this Monday.
Yes. Yeah, we'll take this. I'll talk to Carl.
Can I ask something now, or?
No, privilege of floor is over.
Okay, I just had a question. How many other tree services have we gotten estimates on?
Okay,
Is there a motion to table?
yeah, okay, is there a motion to table the,
I'll make the motion, we table this till next month.
is there a second?
I'll say.
Chris?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo? Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passes. General funds claim is hereby resolved, town board approves claims number 138 through 152 in the amount of $33,341.79. Discussion? Is there a motion?
Oh,
In a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Water funds claims, hereby resolved, the town board approves claims number 89 through 99 in the amount of $4,365.49. Discussion? Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Trust and agency fund claims, and hereby resolved, the town board approves claim number 8 in the amount of $840. Discussion? Is there a motion?
Oh, my
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
God. Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Highway funds claim is hereby resolved, the town board approves claim number 4 in the amount of $20,025.25. Discussion? This is for the end of the snow plowing from last year that the county charges us for the town roads, which is quite expensive. I think, what was it this year, Crystal, about 50-some thousand or 40-some thousand?
Yeah, this
Lot
was
of
our
roads.
second payment, so I want to say it was at least 40, no more.
That's what- Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Highway funds claims, hereby resolved, the town board approves a transfer from the general fund to the highway fund in the amount of
This
$20,000.
looks like the same thing. Is it
We
the
just
same?
have to approve a transfer.
Oh, I see, okay, got it, I got you.
Claim number 4, 2023.
I'll make,
Is there a second?
Second,
Councilman Camulli?
yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes.
The resolution to send a letter in connection with-
Oh, yes, we got that.
You want to explain it first or not?
Yeah, we're going to pass a resolution over here to send back tell the people that paid the $50 that they're gonna be refunded their money. And we're going to, is there a,
Only a couple people didn't pay, don't pay.
don't pay it, yes, so.
So the resolution is just to authorize supervisor to send a letter.
This letter,
No, a letter.
No, hey, not this.
Not that
this is
letter.
not gonna be sent,
No.
right? Okay. This is definitely, we're not voting on this, right?
No.
This I would vote no
No.
on. Okay.
I'm trying, I have that, I'm gonna try to rewrite it if you want to, maybe include it on the email.
I don't care, this is just too inflammatory, so if we can,
Well, you're welcome to look at whatever I come up with.
okay.
But the resolution is to authorize the supervisor to notify non-users of the water by letter of an error in the revised fee schedule and the correction to be made to billing.
That I'm fine with this letter.
Any more discussion? Jim?
No.
Doug? Okay. Kristen?
I'll
Is
make
there
the
a
motion. I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Kristen?
Councilman Camulli?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes.
Can you CC me?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Okay, do you want to discuss this here? Council member comments and discussion. It's been brought to my attention that maybe we should be closing the town hall for the month of August at 1 p.m. Since it's a slow month and there's really nothing going on. And once somebody calls in sick or leaves early, we have to close the town hall anyway, because we don't want anybody here working alone. And our town, or our court clerk leaves at 2 o'clock, so if Crystal is out or if Isla's out, we can't stay past 2 anyway. So in the month of August, it's very slow. Just wondering what everybody thought about it, if they want to close at 1 o'clock for the next 3 weeks. I'm open for discussion. Ben?
Does anybody show up in that time
We
period?
get very few.
Doesn't bother me.
Jim?
No, it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't bother me, we can do that if we're not getting a lot of people in here. It is summertime, it's a slow month.
We're already into the first week.
I mean, so if they're
Yeah,
not,
Isla was out this week, so we had to do it this weekend.
And she's not gonna be here tomorrow, so we'll place it. I'm gonna have to come down while they finish up with the, I know my wife came in one time over here to stay. And, there was no.
What about the court clerk, they still stay till 2?
She stays until 2.
Is she gonna leave at 1?
She's gonna leave at 1.
Yeah, because we can't have anybody in here alone.
She's
even
leaving at
if people
1.
don't show up much anyway, why shut it down at 1? If people aren't gonna show up anyhow.
What's that?
It's more you can't keep the doors unlocked with only one person in the building. for
Right.
Safety, so.
Yeah, but if you all leave, they all get locked anyway, right?
Right.
What did we do prior to August?
But
Like if everybody left?
most.
Yeah. And
It's just this happens to be a month where there's lots of vacations and things, so, and it's very slow in August, so
Yeah.
that's why we just thought, why not just make it consistent so people knew, and a lot of places have summer hours, so.
Do we need a motion to do that?
I don't know if you do or not, do you?
Yeah, you set the town hall hours, like the organizational meeting, so if you're gonna change it, change the resolution. because they're set, right?
Doug, you got any comments on it?
Have you ever gotten a complaint that nobody was here? So I don't really know why we're doing this. Nobody's complaining. Nobody shows up after one anyway. Why make the hours official? I don't.
Yeah, well, that's the question, yeah.
And for January through July, we just closed it anyway. I don't know.
Just whether or not you want to notify people, I guess it's always going to be that way.
Well, you'd have to
Maybe it's
post-
August, what happens in September, I mean, I don't
What
know.
about the building inspector?
Well, he's only here on Tuesday nights.
I've been here
Saturdays,
after
Tuesday.
2 when the assessor's been here.
Pardon?
I've been here after 2 when the assessor's been here.
He only comes in on Mondays.
And he's here late, right?
No. Times he usually leave.
He usually leaves around lunch. There have been times where he comes, I mean, we all come into the building, when we think we need to, we just don't open the doors. That's the biggest thing, is working here with the doors unlocked, potentially dangerous.
Oh, so there might be somebody in here with the doors locked. is what you're
Right,
saying.
right.
Okay. I thought everybody would just be calm. I don't know. What do you do in September then?
Well, they go back to their regular hours.
Well, like Gerard said, we do, that's part of our posted hours, so that's,
But if everybody has to leave, we close it anyway.
So then we don't need it.
Right, I don't know.
I agree.
so continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
You got the hour. You're paying for it.
So if one person doesn't show up, if person wants to leave, then we just close.
That's what we've done in the past, right?
And that's what we do.
That's what we've been doing.
That's what we've been doing. Father wants to leaves early.
People know if they come.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be different if we were getting complaints all the time, but I don't think you've got a single complaint. I don't think, right?
Not to me.
Okay. Then we'll leave it as it is and we'll run it just like it is. If one leaves, then we just have to close up.
Also, Carol's here, Crystal's here, you stay open, right? Yeah.
Well, she's only here until 2 most of the time. Sometimes she leaves at 1. You know, all depends on her hours. I don't know. And we can't, she runs, you know, Michelle runs her, she sets her hours, just like Crystal sets hers for her clerk, so, her deputy. All right, then leave it like it is. And if they leave it, to close up. Okay. Anything else?
About that or other stuff?
Other stuff?
Yeah. So Spectrum Enterprise reached out to, well, Crystal, and then Crystal gave me his contact number. They want to lower our phone bill and upgrade the system. So right now we're paying $350 for the 7 phone lines, the 5 phone lines and the 2 fax machines. That would go from $350 to $214.50, and then they would update all the phones. So I'm guessing we only have 5 phones, right?
We have a lot more phones than that, but not all of them. A lot of them aren't actively used, like the historian has one is on his, but
Yeah, but like we have 5 phone numbers. Oh, we have more. I see.
we have a lot of active phones. I think there's 15 extensions in the building, like that's one right there. I don't know that we need all of those, but
We don't need a new phone on that one. You know, we need it in your, well, anyway, they would upgrade the 5 phones, and it would bring the cost from $350 to $214.50 a month. So we would save $135, and that would be locked in for 3 years. So we would have a contract on the phone end for 3 years. And that price would stay as it is. Right now, we're paying $40 a month for each of the 7 lines. It would bring the fax numbers down to 33 per month, and the regular phones down to 22, and we would get upgraded phones with caller ID. So I think we should go for it.
I like to call her ID.
Yeah. So,
The internet, anything being changed there?
so I asked about the internet. They would have to bring like the high-speed wires to the building, and that was really expensive. And apparently the internet we have here, speed-wise, is good.
It's good. All right.
So you know, so there's really, I don't think, and then we'd have to pay a good bit more for the internet. So we can save $135 per month doing this, get new phones, and now it is Spectrum, so this may backfire horribly, but I think we should go for it.
Do we need a resolution to do that?
Yeah.
Can we do it this month, or have to write it and do it next month?
If you approve it tonight, I'll call this guy, and what they do is they just mail us the phones. You just put in the new phones, they don't have to install
Let me
them.
ask you something, we're not gonna have any trouble like we had the last time?
Listen, we're not getting rid of phone numbers. And you'll have these phones here. It shouldn't mess with the phone system, so like if you plug in a new phone and it's not working, you'll still have those old phones. Also, we could cancel Carousel. We wouldn't have to pay them the $800 per year. Spectrum takes care of all the customer service on the phone system.
This is not gonna interfere with the internet problems we have with it from time to time, and we're not gonna lose any of our phone service.
No, it should be a smooth transition over. They're new update. These phones are from I don't know what, 93, who knows? So these would all be upgraded.
You have any comment, Crystal?
I would love to have caller ID. because
Yeah, I do.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we do need caller ID.
Can we do an impromptu resolution just to approve this, or do we have to?
We got to sign a contract.
They sent us a proposal. That's only to send the proposal. He said he couldn't send me a regular email, and he had to send it over DocuSign for some reason. No, there's no contract to sign.
How do we lock up for 3 years then?
That's what he told me. It's just a lie. They'll probably say it on the new bill, but I can confirm
And I
it.
think you could authorize supervisor to enter into an agreement, switch phone carriers, you could do a not to exceed, and whatever the terms are of this, just in case.
Yeah, we wouldn't be switching carriers. It's still Spectrum.
So let's,
Let's just reduce the price.
Yeah.
Price will be
I
reduced.
thought you were switching.
No, we're not switching carriers.
He said we'll send you 5 new phones with caller ID. Something voice over internet or whatever it's called is the technology. And they monitor the phone system so we don't pay Carousel anymore.
I mean, unless there's a contract, you once you sign it, they can't do anything, it's just gonna lower the price.
Just go ahead and do it.
And then he said the prices are locked in for 3 years, so maybe it's not a contract, but it's,
Until he asks us to sign something. Then
yeah.
And we don't need a
So we
resolution.
don't need a resolution.
If he sends something to sign, then we need a resolution.
I'd still rather have the resolution just so I can tell him we said yes to this, if that's okay.
Yeah, not gonna hurt.
Yeah. If that's all right.
The resolution to approve that proposal. we could do.
Yeah.
So I'll make a resolution that we approve the savings plan offered to us by Spectrum in the new phones and the improved service. Is that okay?
You got that, Crystal?
Mhm.
So we need a second.
There's a second?
Councilman Foley?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Anything else, Ben?
I got more complaints about the water runoff off of that solar farm on 160. And they sent me a video. It was a lot. So there's somebody at Ag and Markets.
Did it rain up there?
Oh, yeah. I have the video if you
I
want to see.
mean, it rained everywhere.
Yeah. There was a lot, though. There was a lot of dirt in the road and all that. But anyway, he gave me somebody from Ag and Markets contact information. So I will contact that guy and I will continue to look into the solar stuff.
Because of the rain.
It was a lot. He sent me a video. It was a lot of runoff on the roads. That was a
It
record
was
breaking.
flooding all over.
I know,
mean,
I know, we had-
You know, this is just,
It's the rainiest
They had
July we've ever
they had
had.
5.5 inches of rain in an hour in Unadilla last weekend.
Yeah,
One day.
right.
1 hour.
That's what I had said. But
5.5 inches.
I'll take care of it.
what is there to take care of?
I will talk to the guy at Ag and Markets and ask about water mitigation.
About what?
Water mitigation. So they're making the argument that water shouldn't have ran off into the road. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I will find out.
Water's probably been running off of there as long as it's been there. I mean, all right.
I mean, I get their frustration, I've said that at every meeting, so I will follow up, I'll talk to the guy at Ag and Market, see what he says. And I think that's all I have.
You know, the project is just about done.
Yeah.
September, October, it's gonna be done. They still think that they're gonna stop this when the state wants these things.
No, he was good about that. He's like, I know the solar's coming in, I know it's going to be there. I just have concerns with the debris on the road.
It's a county road too. That's got
Yeah.
really nothing to do with us.
Is it a state road or is it county?
County,
60.
that's a county road. It's got nothing to do with us. I don't know. But if you wanna call them, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Okay. Anything else, Jim?
Yeah, I foiled the health department for seawater operators in our county and all the surrounding counties, Albany, Fulton, Rensselaer, Saratoga. I got almost 200 names. These are all sea licensed operators, so that if we do need to hire somebody, at least we have a database to pick from. I'm also foiling for B licensed operators. There's probably going to be another 180. So we'll have about 300 to 400 names in the event that we need to hire another licensed operator for our system, for our water system. It's good to have these names in place, because otherwise, the health department will not give them to you without foiling for them.
Well, if you got a database, like you say, that's good.
But there's a lot more than I thought. I didn't realize there was that many licensed operators.
Anything else? Jim?
Not for me, no.
Doug? I don't have anything. Okay, we don't need an executive session.
No. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Carissa?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes.